If you have not heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. It's called Anchor. You can download it today at the Play Store. Peace. Support the work of Strike 7 Sports by heading to Fanatics.com and purchasing officially licensed gear from the NFL, the NBA, and more. Each purchase made through the text link below goes into the funding of the Strike 7 Sports brand. To proceed, go to the link strike7sports.com/fanatics. I say again, strike7sports.com/fanatics. Thank you. Yo, what's up? This is your boy Derek Branch here of strike7sports.com. This is another episode of Strike 7 Sports Podcast. I'm joined by my co-host Leo the Seaberry, Brian Bottom, other co-host. He's having a little technical difficulties with his microphone, but he's still going to participate in the space. We're going to do our podcast through the Twitter Spaces tonight. So tonight we go right into it. It's Super Bowl 56 talk. Super Bowl week. Big game this Sunday between the Los Angeles Rams, a team that a lot of people expected to be in the Super Bowl this year, against an opponent that nobody was on nobody's radar, including mine. That's the Cincinnati Bengals. They go in this game as not the favorites to win it. The favorites to win this game is the Rams. I think it's a 4-point. I think they're a 4-point underdog. They are Cincinnati Bengals. But this game is got a lot of intrigue to it. You know, talent on both sides, on both teams, all over. Playmakers, weapons, wide receivers, the whole 9 yards. Leo, I want to ask you, man, does it feel like Super Bowl week yet?
Man, like it does, but it doesn't because everyone's talking about it. We're talking about how everybody, especially in the betting community, it's like everybody's been talking about it. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like it because it's not. I would say like it's not as exciting as like it's the build up like it was with Tampa Bay, the Chiefs last year. DB, it doesn't feel like it's the build up's the same.
Yeah. It doesn't, man. It doesn't, man. It's kind of quiet this year. I was expecting a little more, given that it was like Los Angeles, you know, the new stadium. But yeah, it's very quiet this year, man. Not a whole lot of buzz to the game, you know. Even though you got one of the game's best players in Joe Burrow, the newest, you know, QB on the block. But it is what it is, man. But I want to ask you, man, in the Super Bowl. What do you what are some things to look out for in this matchup, man?
Well, everybody knows this game. In most Super Bowls it starts with the quarterback matchup. You have Joe Burrow, an elite second-year player who really came to his own as the season progressed, and he got stronger in the playoff time performance where he stepped up and played well. You got Matthew Stafford for the Rams, who's making his first Super Bowl appearance ever. After winning his first, he went from having 0 playoff wins to winning 3 in a row. So you got to look at the quarterback matchup. Another matchup you're gonna have to see is the Rams defensive line against the Cincinnati offensive line.
Right.
That's gonna be the key matchup. People are really gonna pay attention to that because you know that this is the same line that gave up 9 sacks to the Titans, and most people would regularly assume that their front seven of the Rams is better than the Titans. You know, the Titans have some athletes on their front seven. And so, that's really the offensive line matchup, the quarterback matchup, and also importantly for me is how both teams' secondary, Rams and Bengals, because both teams have great wide receivers. Everybody knows that. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows about Odell and Cooper Kupp. Well, it first starts with Cooper Kupp and then Jamar Chase, Higgins, and Boyd. So they have a lot of weapons they can throw at you. So they're going to have both defensive coordinators presumably came up with game plans for multiple players because it's going to be a chess match. Sean McVay, Zach Taylor, the two respective head coaches, it's going to be a chess match in terms of using Jamar Chase in multiple ways, maybe using him on jet sweeps, using Odell on jet sweeps, Van Jefferson. But it'll be like a chess piece in the secondary, too. So it'll be a lot of matchups wise in terms of that. I'm interested in seeing all that.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. To me, I think the key to this game, well, for the Rams, I think everybody wants to see how Matthew Stafford responds in this game. Is he going to be the quarterback that has the jitters compared to Joe Burrow? Stafford is the veteran. Joe Burrow is the new guy on the block. But will he be that guy that has, to be nervous, trying to force it too much? Also, I just think that for the Rams to win this game, I think it's going to have to be through the air. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it will be a plus if they can run the football in this game because they've been struggling the last, I would say, 3 to 4 games, even dating back to the last game of the regular season. They've been struggling to run the football, man. They just cannot get it going. Bengals are pretty good against the rush, but if I was the Rams, I would try to attack that secondary. Try to get a Cooper Kupp on some one-on-one matchups, see what happens. He's been difficult to stop this year, and if you could get a rattle Eli Apple, you may have a chance to win this football game. It could be a long night for the Bengals, for the Cincinnati Bengals, but it's gonna be difficult, on both sides. The ramp for the Bengals, they gotta protect Joe Burrow against Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Von Miller, but despite all those big names the Rams have on that defense, it's not that great. It's not a really good defense. It's pretty much middle of the pack according to the statistics. So they could probably still find some opportunities out there to score points on the Rams in this matchup. But I think for the LA to win this game, I think it's going to be solely on Matthew Stafford, in my opinion. Any thoughts?
I agree with you, and that's the main. Well, like Stafford his play has been up and down. Like he's had a great season statistically. 41 touchdowns, same time, you have to understand this is also like this is his biggest moment in his career.
Yeah.
Like he has a lot on the line, DB. Like
right.
They're not guaranteed to get back here next year. They have the talent to, they keep the players, but this is out of now or never. And he's on the best team by far he's ever had. He's with the best coach he's ever had. He's with the best offensive weapons he's had. Even though he had Calvin Johnson for multiple years, they really never had a great core around him. And so I feel like Stafford is going to rise to the occasion. I think he plays well, and I think he puts the Rams in a position to win the game for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, but I think it's gonna be on him, but. Man, it's a big game for him. Legacy changing game. Even it's big for Burrow as well because, like you said, we never know. They never know. Despite the talent around them, they may not get back to this opportunity again. Have the opportunity again. Nobody's getting paid yet. Like I said, they got. I looked it up today. They got $56 million in cap space. You know what I mean? And even if they do, start spending the money. There's a chance they might not get back to this moment, this Super Bowl, especially after they decide to play Joe Burrow, So I just think it was going to boil down those factors, Matthew Stafford, and for the Bengals, what can he do outside of Jalen Ramsey, outside of putting Jamar Chase on Jalen Ramsey, can the Rams be able to handle all those weapons? It's not more than Jamar Chase out there. You got Tyler Boyd. I think C.J. Uzomah's playing the tight end. T. Higgins is pretty good, so it's gonna be interesting, but we'll see. Looking forward to this weekend. All right, so sticking on the Super Bowl 56 talk, and I just want to talk about Matthew Stafford and what a Super Bowl title is going to do for his career going forward. What is it going to do far as opportunities to get enshrined to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, given his numbers that he has, everything that he's achieved. So I got his numbers pulled up right here on the show notes, and he's been to one Pro Bowl, no All Pro team. He's never been named to an All Pro team. Number 11 in completions with 4,302. Number 12 in touchdown passes with career touchdown passes with 323. Four trips to the playoffs, including this year. One Super Bowl appearance. 34 four-quarter comebacks. Uh, that's pretty much it right there. So do you think a Super Bowl title? What do you think a Super Bowl title does for Matthew Stafford going forward?
I think it makes him really a really viable. Like I think it makes him a Hall of Famer. Like it makes him the man. Like it makes him like that's the one thing that people he has put up the yards. You read all those great statistics out. He read out a lot of great statistics. But now with a championship, hypothetically that they win one, he can submit his legacy. Like Brian just said in the group chat.
Yeah.
He will submit his legacy as a Hall of Fame player who one of the best to ever do it. If they finish them off. But and you don't want to fall. He might never get back. He might never get back because they don't remember. It's hard to remember. Like I said, DB, they don't. It's Charles Buck said the other day. It's hard. They don't remember who finished second.
Right.
So this is either win now or never for him.
Yeah. I'm looking at his numbers right now on the screen, and he got multiple 4,000-yard seasons under his belt, and he has a 5,000-yard season as well. But I think he may have to do a little more, man. This is me to cement his legacy. You think he may have to go on I would say a Drew Brees like tear going forward with his numbers, along with the playoff appearance. He's only been in the playoffs 4 times, so he may have to do a little more to be in that category because a lot of quarterbacks have one Super Bowl victory and okay stats. You know what I'm saying? What do you think?
I agree. Well, I'm agree with you on that. And for me, like you said, it's a lot of quarterbacks that have won one Super Bowl, and then they really had average careers. Not average careers, but they weren't just that guy. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like a Phil Simms, who was a good quarterback, but this was not a great quarterback. Does that make sense? Yeah. And Stafford, I think Stafford's way better than him. But also you have to look at the standpoint of this too. You have to look at it from Stafford, he's done all this. He's put up the numbers. He's won. You see what happens when you put a team around him. So I feel that he will be a Hall of Famer off the fact of people were asking him, should they have traded Goff? Because didn't they get to the Super Bowl with Goff? So people are saying, well, you know what? This guy, he didn't just get to the Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl if they come out victorious. So that'll be the difference between people saying, why didn't they just keep Goff? Because Goff was good enough to get you there, but was he good enough to win it? And you saw he wasn't. So, you know what I'm saying? And I think that'll help him look better, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, man. His number's not bad, man. I just think he just has to do a little more, man. A little. I think while he's with the Rams, you gotta just straight up knock it out, man. Get to the more playoff appearances, more chances in the opportunities in the NFC Championship game. That's what I think he has to do going forward, man. Break some more records, more four-quarter comebacks to add to that resume that he has. But sure, if he wins this Super Bowl and the next one, possibly the next year, he'll be in there, guaranteed. But we'll see. All right, so we're gonna segue into the NBA, and what went down. I would say 24 hours ago with the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers. So we heard the rumblings weeks ago. We talked about it on one of our pods about James Harden possibly going out of Brooklyn. We thought, well, I would say, yeah, we thought that it would be at the end of the season. He probably will leave the team, but he expedited it, and now he's gone. So the trade went down, and we have Nets trade James Harden to Philadelphia 76ers, along with Paul Millsap in return for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and Andre Drummond. So, what do you think? Just want to ask you, how does this trade affect both teams right now, going forward,
Well,
in regards to playoffs?
I think it really makes both teams really better because you have Brooklyn who just acquired Simmons, not just Simmons. From the short term, I think both teams win, but for the long term, we'll address the short term playoffs this year. All the players involved in this trade will be big factors on their team, except maybe for Millsap for the Sixers. But even he may carve out from the bench. If that makes sense, I will come out the bench role.
Right.
So, but the thing is though, the Sixers win the trade. You can say the Sixers win the trade because they picked up arguably the best player in this trade, James Harden.
Right.
They picked up a guy who you already have a guy DB and Embiid is giving you 29 and 11 a night. Imagine he's doing double team and triple team. Imagine what a guy like James Harden is going to make so many guys better. When he goes, every team he goes to, he makes guys better. Guys put up great numbers around him, and I feel like the guy like a Tobias Harris, even a guy like Matisse Thybulle and that other shit like a Tyrese Maxey, they're going to get better from having Harden with them. And I feel like Tyrese is going to he's won too. Tyrese won too. He knows who's already on the team. He was a big winner in this trade too. But I feel like James is going to just teach him so much how to play the point guard position because Tyrese still had to learn that coming out of Kentucky. And so I feel like that's a big win for them. But also the Nets, they get players that want to be there. I'm not saying Seth Curry, not saying that Seth Curry didn't want to be in Philly or James Harden was known to be there. There was no reason to keep him. So you get players that don't want to be there. Ben Simmons, you get one of the best defenders in the league. Even though he's been hurt,
Right.
he's probably, in my opinion, the best defensive point guard in the NBA when he's right. And so he finished second in defense player of the year last year with Barry. So they get Ben Simmons, you get a four stretcher, because you know Simmons, why he doesn't have the shooting capability. You get a four stretcher in Curry. That was a big gift. And you get a big body, their front line has been kind of weakened, and so you get a big body with Nick Claxton, who's already on the team, he's a young rising big. I think he'll be really good maybe a year or two. He really plays. You get Drummond to help him out, and you get the 2 first round picks. That's future capital that you can use. Those picks probably won't be drafted because Brooklyn probably gonna trade those picks. Boy, there's still Arsenal to go get maybe another really good piece, maybe not obviously not this season, but in future years, or maybe even like about a piece, another piece, if that makes sense.
Right.
So it was a real even. I'd say for the short term DB, I feel like the Sixers win, but it's set up for the Nets to win a long term because when you acquire more assets, you have more ways to use it.
Okay. So do you think? You think Brooklyn is going to do anything this year?
Well, we're gonna have to see. Because KD's not in there, but they just lost their 10 straight games.
Yeah.
And KD not being there with Simmons is not gonna play right away. Simmons is gonna take probably a week or two before he plays again. He's gonna have to get acclimated to the city. That's what Ramona Shelburne was talking about. So he's not just gonna step in and play. So I don't know yet. I can't. You can't count it. You can never. Brian says no on Brooklyn. They're not doing it. You can never count a team out with Kevin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
keep in mind, DB, this is a team that pushed the Bucks 7 games without Kyrie. I mean, without Kyrie on the game, pushed them 7 good games.
Yeah.
So I feel that it's possible they could do something, but the East is just so good this year that you can't be average and you can't be below your game because you're not on your game. They can get knocked out by Miami or Milwaukee or something like that. Then I don't know. I can see them getting between the 6 and 8 seed, but I don't think they're just gonna make that much noise in the playoffs. With, like I said, a team with KD is always a team to be reckoned with, even if the supporting cast is not fixed.
Yeah, I agree. For me, the trade helped out both teams. Right now, it's favoring the Sixers. Um, they've gotten better now. They got a second scorer on the team that can score when he has the ball in his hand. Put up big numbers. Um, Contribute to the team. Help out Joel Embiid in some of these games that they play in against other. In the playoffs. Um, I like the trade for the Sixers as well. Not Sixers, but Brooklyn. You got a guy that wants to be there, like you said. Seth Curry is another scorer that can help out. Ben Simmons doesn't have to be the pressure is not on him to be the second option. To put points up to score. He can be the four. You got guys like Kyrie on the team, Kevin Durant. They can do things. They can score points. They can, make them create their own shot. Get other players involved. And Brent Simmons could be that guy that can stretch the floor. You know what I'm saying? Rebounds, um, push the ball up the court, do his other things, and help the team win. But uh, I think Ben Simmons is going to be could be a lot better going forward in the future. Brooklyn just fell down. It's just injuries. Kyrie not being there full time. James Harden not being interested anymore. No longer interested in the team. That pretty much hurt him for this year, man. I don't know what the end game is going to be. Like I said, like you said, you never can count out a team led by Kevin Durant. You never know what they can do. They're eight. I think they're eight right now. They're 8 seed. They've lost 10 straight, so they are a playoff team. They're in a playing land format right now. But if they can, I think they'll be the favorites to win that playing tournament. They'll probably face, let's say, Milwaukee. Milwaukee, Chicago, one of those teams. They might pull one off. We don't know yet, but we'll see though. So we'll see how everything plays out, man. But I think it's a good trade overall, man. I like the trade for both teams. It was you came through the stuff, it went down. We thought it would happen at the end of the season, but your boy wanted out, man. James Harden wanted out, and he got what he wanted. He's back with Daryl Morey. Not now. There's a few folks that believe in the media that believe that the Sixers lost the trade. What do you think about that? They blew it.
Boy, talking about blowing the trade.
Yeah.
I can see why somebody would say it because they went from asking for 2 first round picks to giving up 2 first.
Yeah.
You got to think about that. They gave up. They took the draft cap. Even though they built up shitload of draft cap, all those taking. They built up a war chest of it. Boy, they did give up a lot. And I don't know if this team is a championship team. No, outside of Embiid, okay, you have a solid big three with Tobias with Tobias James. But the question is, can this team, when you get into a team that's really good, like, can they finish? And like also, they lost a lot of depth. They lost Tim Curry. They lost the shooting. Even though you got James Harden, you lost one of the best 3-4 shooters in the league, and Steph Curry, and you lost the best backup big. So it's gonna be on Paul. He needs to step second-year guy at the Paul. They drafted last year. He needs to step up and play good basketball. And so he didn't look too good last night. Tonight, missing open dunk. I went viral. He needs to step up and be even though Embiid's that main guy is gonna be playing 35 minutes Paul Reed's gonna have to spell him every once in a while. That guy's gonna step up and get those minutes that Drummond was getting.
Yeah, that's true. Brian said Sixers want to trade because they got the best player. I think you can say that, but I think, yeah, right now in the short term, I think the Sixers want to trade. So, what do you think the expectations are? Championship now, or just to get us to the NBA Finals, to get us over the hump? What do you think it is?
They only want to trade. Well, we only can't say. We always can say who won the trade. We really can't say who won the trade until we see the end of the season. Like, you know what I'm saying? Until we get to the playoffs and say, oh well, them picking up. Okay, DB. We'll say since whichever team won the trade is when we see. Oh, the Sixers are in the final. When they picked up James Harden, this team got better, and that's why they wouldn't be here without blank. That's when we'll say they won the trade. If the Sixers get bounced in the first round, then what people are gonna say?
It was a bust.
It was a bust. You could have made a different trade. You could have. Why did you bring him up for every week? Just the same result from a couple of years back and losing the first round. I think even if they lose in the second round, depends who they play, they still could be considered a fade because they don't have the depth, DB, but they have the talent. That makes sense. So I feel like anything less than, I wouldn't say champ. Brian said championship or bust. He and I had a talk.
What you say? Bring it up. You broke it up. What you said? You broke up.
I said, Brian and I were talking today. Well, yesterday, and we were talking about there about 5 or 6 teams that could win the East. I know it's like Milwaukee, Miami are the main people right now, and Philly and them. But I feel like it's a deep conference, and anybody can be got there in playoffs. So I think the Sixers is not a championship buzz because I feel that I don't even think they're the favorites to even come out the East. But it's either they can't lose in the first. They can't be a first round right now.
Right now they're a 5th seed.
Yeah.
So who's the 4th seed? Chicago, right?
Yeah, Chicago, and then Miami number 1 if I'm not mistaken. Dang. The Heat are number 1, the Cavs are 2, the Bulls are 3, the Bucks are 4, and the Sixers are 5.
Man, playoffs, end of the day, they be playing in Milwaukee in a 7-game series, man. Man, that's difficult. I think, there's a chance they could get to the number 1 seed, the 1 or 2 seed, man. Cleveland is doing really well right now. I didn't expect them to be the good.
About him as a finals participant, like could they make?
Oh, Cleveland?
Mm-hmm.
I think they'd be like they're like Utah, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like you winning all these games in the regular season, but like okay. And I don't think they even got the experience of being in these moments yet, But it's a good team though. What's up?
Do they remind you of are they the Eastern Conference version of the
Yeah, they are. But I think the Grizzlies might be a little better, man. I think Grizzlies might do better than. There's a chance the Grizzlies could do better than what we think they're gonna do. That's what I think. We'll see though. We'll see. What do you think?
I think both. It's all about DB. When you get to the playoffs, it's all about matchups and who you play. It's kind of like with NBA tournament. It ain't always about the team. It's about matchups. Like, can so and so stop so and so? Are you better than so and so? I feel like Cleveland does have a lot of talent. But we was all talking about getting to it. I got into it with somebody on Twitter. We were talking about. I feel like Cleveland was deeper, but I feel like Memphis does have forgive like from 1 to 12. But I feel like Cleveland is better top hit. I feel like it's better like at the top, even though Jai is phenomenal. He started off there. Darius is no slack. He's gonna be there when they All-Star game next Sunday too. So there's no shame in his game at all whatsoever. So I feel like it's even, DB. If they were to play they play in the finals, I think it's going to 7 games.
Oh yeah, they'll go 7 games easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I would say for this to be a success, man. I think people saying that they gotta win a championship now. I was like, nah, I don't know. I think if they get to the Eastern Conference Finals, go 7 games with somebody, I think it would be. I won't call it the trade or bust. You know what I'm saying? Or the NBA Finals, any lose. I won't call it a bust, but you go in there, you lose in the second round, first round. It was a failure. This trade was a failure. But I agree with what you're saying about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have to. I would say NBA Finals, Eastern Conference Finals or NBA Finals, and I think this trade did okay. This trade did good. Did well for what they give up. But you go out there and lose in the first round, 7 game series or whatever, second round. It's unacceptable to me. But I think they're capable of making a D run, man. Despite the position they're in right now, they're the number 5 seed. That's a chance that they're moving up, but we'll see how everything plays out after All Star break. But we'll see. Segueing into the Los Angeles Lakers, man. It's unraveling. It's unraveling, man. Like I said, I talked about this all the time on the pod. Whenever we break up the Lakers, I was just saying, I just think we should just let's see how everything plays out by the All Star break. I said, well, if it festers into the All Star break, we may have issues. They may have some issues. And look at what it's doing. It's festering into the All Star break. They have lost 3 of 7 in the last 10 games. They're in playing land territory right now. They're behind. They're right in front of the Pelicans, man. Let that resonate. The Pelicans have started off the season 1-12. Now they're at the 10th spot. Pelicans are in the 10th spot behind the Lakers, man. Come on, dude. My Pelicans
Yeah.
are right behind the Lakers. Bro, this team is a bad roster, man. It's a poorly constructed roster. I listened to that press conference yesterday with LeBron after he got blown. Well, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday when he got blown up by Milwaukee. LeBron just gave him a straight up answer. We're not Milwaukee's. We're not Milwaukee's level right now. That's what you want me to say. You know what I'm saying? Russell Westbrook. Pretty much. I'm assuming that. I would say that he doesn't get along with Frank Vogel. He's benched now. They benched him. He had a horrible game. 10 points. I think it was 3 of 7, 3 of 10 from the field. Benched him. I think he didn't play. He didn't play yesterday. What it was against Portland, right? He didn't play.
Oh yeah, he had back soreness.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he back soreness. He didn't play. I just think Frank Vogel will be fired, man. That's the only way. I think if he's fired after the season, I think Russ might stay, but he might get moved. But remember when I put that post out about Russ being in the Lakers uniform by the end of the season, after going into next season? People were saying, well, or nobody's gonna take that contract. Nobody's gonna take his contract. Nobody's gonna do this. Nobody's gonna do that. Okay. Well, apparently a team did want that contract. The Houston Rock. Well, they wanted to do a trade with Houston for John Wall, but it fell apart. There's always a way, man. Somebody's always going to believe that they can get some out of Russ, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, they would have. Nah, DB, from what I was hearing, what he made your source, but from what the NBA sources did, we was hearing, what some of us were hearing from that, they was gonna buy Westbrook out.
He was gonna buy him out.
You said he would have been able to. Yeah, he would have been able to sign with another team. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, because he don't want to play at Houston DB right now. Russ is he don't want to be in Houston.
Yeah.
They have no chances of making the playoffs. So, one thing about Russ is good enough to get your team to the playoffs at least.
Right.
And Brian's saying if they fire Frank, they should fire Pelinka and Rambis. Nah, Rambis is like Genie Bus is not gonna let Rambis out of that Rambis is beloved within the organization, and for great reason. This guy was a legendary. It was a really good piece on our championship. He was like I would say a lesser Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he still was really good though, and he was a key piece of some championship teams. I know hard to let with former players, hard to let them go. They fired Byron Scott, who was a former legend. Anybody can go, but I feel like his influence is still there. You know what I'm saying? Like so, when you didn't did a lot for an organization, you
Go ahead. If they fire Frank, they should fire Pelinka and Rambis. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think Pelinka will get let go before Rambis, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Pelinka might get let
go. Does he even have a formal position?
Nah, I think Pelinka was like, what do you mean? Pelinka was like Kobe's agent, and like from there he got the job.
No, I'm talking about Rambis. I know Pelinka was Kobe's agent. Yeah, but does Rambis even have an official position in the organization?
I think he's a senior advisor to the owner, to the team.
So
he got a lot of power, man. Like him and his wife got a lot of power, man.
And I don't know how his wife got the power, but I can see him. But I guess just by association.
Yeah, it's just like he close with Jeannie Buss, but I just think it's a bad roster, man. And the play-in tournament, I think I will favor the Lakers to win it. But if they do win it, they play possibly Phoenix or Golden State. And how you think that's gonna turn out? You know. And I'm not, you never could, count a team out with LeBron James, but they haven't made the improvements. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you think the end game is gonna be for the Lakers, bro? Gut feeling. What's the end game?
As a fan, I want to see this team like rise with the odds to win the NBA championship. And I know realistically, they might not be. Realistically, they might not be possible. But I think like the ceiling is from a real realist, probably they be at best a first round team. But also when you have like that we got AD and Braun. Those are star players, like legit stars. Mm-hmm. You always gonna have a chance on the series, even if they have to play a Phoenix or Golden State. They not gonna just be pushovers.
No, they won't.
But they won't be. They'll give Phoenix a good 6-game series or Golden State a good 6 game. They're not losing unless it's this game. In my opinion, they could. No way. If Phoenix and Golden State were to lose to one team that's like really ranked really low, then it would be the Lakers.
Yeah.
They have the best out of those 7 through 10 teams of really having a chance to win a series or two. You would pick the Lakers just because of the star power.
Right.
So when you have star power, stars, you saw Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Holiday, and Holiday, Middleton, and Giannis. When you got stars and superstars, you have a chance in any series. So it's not just doomed, but they have to get the job done. They have to get better stuff. And Russell Westbrook is gonna have to play really better. As my favorite player, he's been off. People criticize him, and I went back and watched the games. He's playing horrible. Like I can't even defend him at this moment but I still will because the guy's a legend for DB. But for them to win anything in the playoffs, he's gonna have to play better because they eventually Bron and AD are gonna wear out as they did last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true. While everybody's getting on Russ, for his play, let's not leave out Anthony Davis, man. He has to play better as well, man. He has to carry the team going forward, man, because I just think LeBron's not at that level where he could just go off, every night in the series and got a team to victory. He had this thing this season where he was playing pretty well for a couple 4 or 5 games, and he just got injured. sit out a few games, then come back. I just think that he needs help. He really needs help now. To help him out with win games. You're gonna see for a certain stretch, you're gonna see that old LeBron doing what he do, but after that, it's gonna be injuries, breaking down, sitting out games, all those type of things. And AD has to step up, man. He's like people recognize him as like a top five, top eight player in the league. He has to act like it, man. Um, that's what they brought him there to be. The next great big man in Laker history. But I'm not. But so far to me, he's not lived up to that, man. He's not lived up to that. He's brought one championship to the Lakers and a championship that they brought in. You can question it. I think because of the bubble and they got the extra rest. LeBron was rested, so people question that championship now. But we'll see how everything plays out, man. I think they're a playing team. I think that they'll be the favorite to win it. I think they will beat the Pelicans. That's even if Zion had to come back, they will beat the Pelicans. They'll win the play-in tournament. You can't count. You can't. Just eliminate them from losing against a team like Golden State or Phoenix because like you said, the star power is there with LeBron and AD. You never know what can happen in these playoffs, but we'll see. Brian says AD has been the disappointment this season. Hey, they won that title fair and square. Yeah, I mean, you can say that, but it was in a bubble, man. Come on, they didn't have all the elements of, you know, the elements of distraction and crowd noises and all. They didn't have that stuff, so it is what it is, man. But I think they're a playoff team, man. They can get it together though, but we'll see. All right, man. Last topic of the day. Uh, Tomorrow we got the Memphis Tigers going down to Houston, H-Town, to take on the Houston Cougars, who is pretty much, well, I won't say pretty much, but they're the top team in the American Athletic Conference. It's a big game for the Tigers because you win this game, it would put you in that, I would say, the driver's seat for NCAA tournament bid. But Tigers are playing pretty good right now. They've won, let's see here, 4 straight games. Well, hold on, let me second. Hold on. Yeah, 4 straight games, 4 game winning streak. And tomorrow you got Houston, man. You win this game, you got Houston followed by Cincinnati. You win these 2 games, you're in really good shape to me. Like I said a week ago, you start winning 4 to 5 games. Start rattling off victories, 4 to 5 games. Show some consistency. Show some, that the team is growing. So that the team, you have a core together, establish yourselves, block all this outside noise out, and I think you will be in good shape. And I see that now. I see the veterans stepping up. The guys like Tyler Harris has just been a difference maker. Jalen Duran, who I think is really good. You see this team now. You see what it can be when everything is on the court. When guys are healthy, they play together, and we're not egos on the side. You push that aside for the common goal, and that's when we get to the tournament right now. But I want to ask you, man, what are you expecting from this game tomorrow, man? What's the outlook for Memphis going forward, man, after this game?
Hopefully, after the game culminates in a Memphis victory, you have it to where this team gets to the point to where they're a real contender. Because right now, Delanardi, ESPN expert, bracketology expert, not just was first 4 out. They're on the first 4 out list.
Right, I
saw.
I
didn't know they had cracked that list. Yeah, and DB, this is SMU kind of took. I know Houston. Everybody knows Houston's a great team. But I feel like SMU kind of took this thing out, or would have been a really great victory. I think it's still going to be a great victory if they win, but I feel like I wanted SMU to lose, so that way it would have been like, oh, Houston would have still had that great record in conference. You know what I'm saying? It's still a record, but you know what I'm saying? The Lister, they're gonna say, well, SMU already beat them, and then SMU blow out Memphis, and so that leaves a lot of things up in the air. So, a win puts Memphis squarely in. I think they're benefiting by the fact that there are not many great bubble. This year's bubble is not very good. That's why even Memphis is. And you have a lot of elite teams, DB, that are normally really good, like a UNC.
Yeah.
Like, there's some teams that are. The ACC is horrible.
Yeah.
Duke is the best team, and then Notre Dame's the second best team, and Notre Dame's not really good at all. I've seen Notre Dame get the lights beat out of them plenty of times this year. So they get a benefit from the fact that the bubble's not very good, and there aren't many at-large teams, and there aren't many mid-major teams that are great. You have Murray State. You have. I'll take that back. The mid-major teams are really good this year, and they may steal some bids from some top-level teams. Like you may see ACC only get. They may only get two or three teams in there.
Right.
Yeah. So they're gonna benefit from a lot of that, and so. I think 2 wins, a win against Houston, puts you in a pretty good ticklish spot. But they gotta be. Brian said they need to win out and beat Houston once. Win out. Yeah, they need to beat either Houston tomorrow or beat them last game of the year in Memphis.
Right.
Because if they don't, I'm not taking my chances with you being 0-2 against Houston, trying to take advantage of the return.
Right.
Because no. We tried that last year.
Yeah, we did, bro. That was wild, bro. We in the same. Memphis in the same boat as it was last year, man. But I think this team is better though. You go ahead and finish.
Yeah. Do you remember they played Houston last year, lost 3 games by I think 8 points.
Yeah, the buzzer beater. Oh man, bro. Man. Yeah.
Yep.
I think if I'm Penny Hardaway, if I'm in his head right now, if I'm thinking what he's thinking, it will behoove Memphis to win, to sweep Houston, sweep Cincinnati, and take care of SMU and go into the tournament, man. Go 3-0 against Memphis and Cincinnati, man. Sweep them. That's just my bet. That's what I think, bro. I would try to beat these teams, man. The goal is to get yourself in the best position for a tournament bid, huh? Because you got these wins on your belt, man. And Cincinnati, I would say they're like middle of the pack. You know what I'm saying? SMU might be the problem, though. You know what I'm saying? Because they're the team that got Penny to start cussing everybody at the presser, and they've been 4-0 after that, man. Ever since that dust up, that team has been 4-0, man. Memphis has been on fire. But SMU might be the issue. But we know, it's March Madness slowly approaching. They may be the issue, But I think this will be a better Memphis team. This will be a better team to play in this time. But I think the best chance for Memphis to get into this tournament is by beating Houston twice. And beat Cincinnati, man, and take care of SMU, man. Because outside of this, I'm looking on the schedule now. You got Temple and Wichita State in South Florida. I don't think that's gonna be. To me, that's like cupcakes. And Memphis just gotta stay focused. Your thoughts?
Wichita State's always a tough battle, and that's never a pushover game for them. Even though they won, but I think 20+ this year, and they played at Memphis. Going to Wichita State is a really competitive environment, really tough in there. Boy, I do think that there's no just unstoppables on the way to Houston. It's really Houston and Houston. But you don't want to have the players to have that mentality. But from an observer standpoint, that's how we see it. It's from Houston to Houston. That everything else in between should be taken care of.
Yeah, it should be. It should be, but how this team gets sometimes. They get, like I said, they get sidetracked in games for whatever reason, just to be, just to be sidetracked, and then they lose focus. But I think they're at where they're right. They're in the right space right now, man. I think, to me. Go ahead. Like Brian,
You go ahead, DB.
like Brian said, it is important. They still got a shot as an at-large spread, but they got to beat at least Houston once, yeah, and went out. It's important to finish in top four in the regular season so they could win the conference tournament in 3 days instead of four. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and they need to do that as well, man. I think you think I'm asking you this. So if you beat, let's just say you went out, you go ahead and you win out, right? You beat Houston twice, you beat Cincinnati twice, you take care of SMU, and you take an L in the tournament. Do you think they still make it in the AAC tournament? Do you think they still get it a bid?
Oh, DB, we're not gonna take any. That's then you have to start. They're gonna have to sweat it out. They're gonna be a sweating it out. Like I said, DB, you don't want to take your chances with that. The 2 wins against Houston looks really good.
It does.
It does. It looks really. Their win against Alabama really good.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Alabama at the time knocked over #1 team in the nation in Baylor.
Yeah, Alabama ain't looking too good. Well, they'll make a tournament, man, but they ain't looking too good themselves, man. But yeah, they still a good win.
They struggled. They had their struggles, but they managed to bounce back. That Murray State loss doesn't look as bad because Murray State's really good.
Right.
Yeah, so, but that would have been a very good win against fellow at large, really good win for them, but they didn't get that one. So you have to look at the fact that Memphis, they do have some bad losses. They lost to a bad Tulane team. They lost to a bad. Did they lose to Tulsa?
Yeah.
They lost to Tulsa. So the losses, can the wins outweigh?
What you
The
said?
question is, the key is, can the wins outweigh the loss?
Man, hopefully, but they need to. They just need to win out, bro. They just need to win these games, win out, and win the tournament. That's what I think. Don't take no chances, man. I would. But maybe if they lose to one game to Houston and then beat them in the tournament, But I wouldn't take any chances, man. I would just win all these games, let the chips fall where they may, man. They got the talent to do it, man. This team has potential to make a run, man. They got it. You got 4 and 5 star recruits on this team, bro, and you got good players from the transfer portal on the squad. So you should be winning. You should be running this conference, man. Not Houston, But we'll see, man. I'm expecting Memphis to win tomorrow, man. What about you?
I want to say I'm expecting them to win. Hold up, dude.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm expecting it to be a really good game. It's an ABC televised game playing on national television. There's a lot of eyes are gonna be on. This is the biggest game of this. This is weird because this is gonna define. This is the season of the man. So I feel like I expect Memphis to play well. I expect you to play well. This is Kevin Sampson's coach team. DB is always gonna be ready to play. You have to always know that. You will never, ever have your team not ready. So, Coach Hardaway and his squad are going to have to be on the top of their A game. But I expect Memphis to win because I feel like they are top heavy. But I feel like Durant gives us matchup problems. But I feel like Houston is, like DeBarn said, it's in Houston. So, of course, it's going to favor Houston. But Memphis has shown in the past they can go to Houston and play well. They lost last year off a game when they shot at Houston.
Right.
And Houston is coming off the loss to SMU, so that is true. They're losing 2 in a row. But this is also a good time to catch them when they're coming off a loss.
Yeah. Yep.
Catch them now. I was going to be coming off a loss, they're coming off 10 wins in a row. Hot.
Hey, so what if Houston gets caught up by somebody else in the AAC tournament? Memphis should have no excuses, right?
What'd you say, DB?
What if Houston gets caught up by somebody else in the tournament?
In terms of the NCAA championship, they're locked in.
I'm talking about the AAC. Like if Houston loses, get an upset, Memphis should be the favorites, right?
Yeah, they should be the from there. Yeah, you saying they should be the benefiters of a potential Houston loss. That's the even if it is Memphis that beats them, that would be good. I mean,
Yeah.
Memphis won't probably play them that early. They'll probably be in the top up portion. So they probably wouldn't need it if both teams make it that far. But if Houston, let's say, wasn't a bigger they would that far. They were to say on that game. Memphis should be the benefactor. Memphis, SMU definitely. I feel like SMU has not been talked about it much because they have two really good wins. They beat Memphis and they just beat Houston. So we can't just act like they're not a factor as well, but they are. And they showed Memphis they were a factor by beating them soundly. So I mean, we can't just overlook SMU either. Because we know they play them. Coming up too. So you can't just overlook them. Especially, I think they overlooked them first.
Yeah, man, they like second place in the conference. Got a 8-2 record in the conference, 17-5 overall. Memphis done jumped to third place, but yeah, man, I think SMU might be harder than Cincinnati, man. You know, but we'll see, man. I think I think I'm gonna go with Memphis tomorrow, man. I think they're gonna pull it off. All right, man. That's all we have for y'all for right now, man. Just give us a like, comment, subscribe. You listen to this through YouTube, Apple, iTunes. Give us a 5-star rating. Leave your comments. Give us a good review. Gripes, complaints, all that other good stuff. Also, check out strike7sports.com for latest content on NFL, the NBA, and much more. We should have the Super Bowl 56 preview our picks coming out tomorrow from the entire staff, the entire team, the co-hosts, NFL contributors. Should be out tomorrow. Also, we might do a space after Super Bowl. We don't know yet. I don't know yet. But we'll definitely be back next Tuesday to discuss what went down if we don't do the space on the night after the Super Bowl. But NBA content gonna be ramping up back up. We'll be doing some pieces after the All-Star break. The show will be transitioning to a more NBA centric discussions. We got the playoffs start to heat up soon, so we'll be moving on to that. And then the NFL, we'll be talking about it not as much, but there'll be some potential movement, going on during March. You got the NFL draft coming up as well, but we'll be on track, be on top of everything. So keep supporting us. All right, that's what I have. Derek Branch, Leo, Brian Bottom. He talked to the chat. It was broken mic, but he'll be back soon. Y'all have a blessed night. Peace. We out.